Well, welcome, folks. It is day 2 at the Western Australia Country Football League Championships, and we are at Lane Group Stadium. My name is Tony Neal, and I'm joined by Glenn Barden. Good morning, Glenn.
Lovely to be here, Tony. Yesterday, day 1 was brilliant. Day 2 will be just as good. We're very fortunate with the weather conditions. Things are looking really good, and the ground's playing well, so some really good footy on display here.
Yes, and it was magnificent yesterday to meet so many people. We see the commission people, we see the people from here, of course, Peel Thunder,
yes.
The coaches. The players are absolutely loving it. They're getting their Dartfish beanies and their thongs. And the best thing is the standard of football is outstanding. We saw a little bit wet at the start of the day, which we'll cover in a moment. And then as it got dry, you really see the skills stand out from the players. Of course, folks, what's coming up today? Today we have the Colts out here at Peel Lane Group Stadium. We've got the 7 games and, of course, the championship final, which will be super exciting for the lads. Down at Fremantle Oval, Community Bank Oval, we have all the Division 1 games. And tell us a little bit, the Division 2 games are at East Fremantle Oval. I reckon a few of the country lads would never have played on an oval that size.
Well, they love to go and play at WAFL clubs, and this is an opportunity. East Fremantle Club, of course, is redeveloping that New Choice Homes Park. It's a beautiful oval. It's a big oval, quite sandy, and handles the rain pretty well. We've had a bit of rain early in the week and more rain coming tomorrow. So the condition of the oval is pretty good, but there's plenty of space there, and people enjoy playing there at East Fremantle Oval. And it's great for the young people from the country to come and see where the waffle is played.
All right, well, magnificent, Glenn, to get a little bit of local knowledge around that. We went down and had a look there the other day, and, yeah, as I said, just a massive oval. I'll tell you what we're going to do now, folks, is just have a quick wrap of what happened yesterday, leading into today's games, of course, so we can get an idea on the form.
That's
right.
And
we'll hold off on the ladder to a little bit later. But
okay.
First game, Glenn, was Regional Districts versus Pilbara, and Regional Districts 8 goals 452, Pilbara 1 goal 2-8. So 44-point win to Regional Districts in pretty slippery conditions.
Yeah, pretty early conditions, 9:30. Of course, a little bit earlier start today, but yeah, the Regional District side did very well. Pilbara, they're a young side, very young side. Haven't played a lot together, but you can see they've got lots of skills. But Regional Districts would have been very pleased to kick off their campaign with that win, a very good one. And then,
of course, we saw Great Northern come out against Peel, and Peel being, I guess, homegrown advantage. They haven't had to travel very far. Peel won 5-5-35, so 10 scoring shots there. Regional Districts were 12 scoring shots. So, you know, we talked about that a bit yesterday, and we'll cover that a bit later. But Peel got up 5-5-35. Great Northern, no goals, 3 points. So 32-point win to Peel.
Yeah, there was a pretty even first half, not much in it. And really, Great Northern let their guard down a little bit in the second half. But full credit to Peel. They look like the side to beat. There's no doubt about it. They look very good. They've got some good players. Very impressed with Zato. He looks like a player of the future.
Yep.
And there's some really good players in the Peel. They had a little bit bigger bodies. They played together at the Great Southern Colts Carnival only a few weeks ago, and they've carried on that good form, so they look pretty good.
And interesting, just looking at today's draw, they're in the last game.
Yes, and they may have to play again.
And if they play in the final, so that's going to be an interesting one. Of course, Northern Suns came out. They kicked 7 goals 1, so very accurate scoring by that team, 43 to beat Southwest 5-4. So that was a high-scoring game. 12 goals 5 scored for the whole game in total. 9-point win to the Northern Suns, but the 7-1, so 8 scoring shots to 9, and they still won.
Yeah, Northern Suns, they won the championships back in 2015, so they're a very good side. They played really well yesterday, but as you said, very efficient around goals. 8 scoring shots to 9, so really they kicked themselves into the game with a very, very good play. Southwest were a bit disappointing, particularly in the first half. They came home strongly. Southwest, I would expect them to play better today, and they may be vying for a grand final berth. But, yeah, great effort from the Northern Suns, a job well done.
And then we get to the next game. Of course, Great Southern had to wait all day. They saw these players slipping around, and then it got dry, and I thought, gee, this is going to be fast. And they came out against Regional Districts, who had then playing in their second game, but Great Southern waiting for their first game. They came out, kicked 5 goals straight for the game. Regional Districts 1-3-9, and after that great first game where they kicked 8-4, they only scored the 1-3. So the changeovers between games, a 21-point win to Great Southern.
Yeah, the Storm really looked good. They moved the ball well, but But once again, in these short games, Tony, the fact that you get the score on the board, you've got to be efficient with your scoring opportunities. You don't get too many opportunities. When you get the ball in the forward 50, you've got to make it count. And Storm did, whereas Regional District, they looked a little bit puffed, perhaps from their first outing, and probably didn't have the fitness that the Storm had. And they had their opportunities, but great effort from the Storm.
All right, Pilbara versus Great Northern. Great Northern came out, kicked 7-7, so 14 scoring shots there. Pilbara kicked the 1-4-10, so 39. But you're seeing some great skills out there. The Pilbara lads are trying to push the ball along, paddle it a bit, and then when they get the Jets going, they're exciting to watch.
Oh, they're lovely to watch, yeah.
And the Great Northern as well.
I really enjoyed watching the Pilbara yesterday. I thought their performance was pretty good. They had the ball going into their forward 50. The Great Northern defence was good. Great Northern showed more system than they certainly did in the first game. They'd certainly improved on their first game performance. They had lots of entries forward. Probably could have kicked a couple of more goals and pushed their little way up the premiership table. But a good effort from Great Northern. And they went away with the day thinking they're a chance, and they are. And they've got to work hard today. But, yeah, Pilbara, lots of things to like about the Pilbara. They're an exciting bunch, but well done to the Great Northern. They showed a little bit more intensity in that game. And
interesting what you said there too. The Great Northern, they win that game. Earlier in the day,
yes,
they get, done by 5 goals, and Regional Districts the other way around, have a great day and then don't finish so well. So we get to Peel again. They come out, win their second game, 6-7, 13 scoring shots to Northern Suns, 2-1. So pretty comprehensive win, 30-point winners, as you've said, alluded to. Peel, so we might just move through.
Well, the more you see of Peel, the more you get impressed with them. They were very good again, and they brought Northern Suns back to the ground pretty quick. But a good effort once again from the Northern Suns. They're really performing well.
And last game was Southwest versus Great Southern. I got a bit tongue-tied. There were so many Souths in there, but 6 goals, 137 to probably the inaccuracy for Great Southern. 7 scoring shots to 3 goals, 7-25, which was 10 scoring shots. Yet Southwest win the game by 12 points. That's
efficiency.
The beauty of our game.
It is, and these, we spoke about it yesterday on the program. The fact is that you don't get many opportunities, 20-minute halves. You've got to make hay while the sun shines, and Southwest did. They were big improvers on the game before because they did show good efficiency around goal. They're still a very strong combination, and they did well, but the Storm would be kicking themselves. They had their opportunities. They didn't take them, and that's what you've got to do in this competition.
All right, we were about to go to some highlights, but just before we do, I'll just go through our best on ground for each game because they do win the Dartfish beanie and the Archie's thongs, our magnificent sponsors, and of course Nutrigen Ag Solutions, who are sponsoring the whole of the Western Australia Country Football League Championship. So our best on grounds in the first game was Jevon Tholstrop from Regional Districts. Our second game was the lad you alluded to, Mitch Zaddo, really a player to watch from Peel. Third one, Lawrence Winmar, super impressed with this young lad. Northern Suns, great football IQ, not just in the way he plays, but knowing where to run, inside, outside. Ryan Lazar from Great Southern, fantastic player again. They're all champions. Riley Zimmerman, good-sized lad from Great Northern. The big mop of hair, so he really stands out. Riley White from Peel, big, tall, solid lad. He was big number 29, and he had an outstanding game. And geez, I'll tell you what, if any recruiters are out there, look at all of these players. But Jude Mazzucchelli, I didn't realise, doesn't play seniors back home, coming off a shoulder operation last year. That game he played for Southwest, the amount of possessions he got in 2 20-minute halves, if you like, and how he used those possessions as an inside mid was just absolutely impressive. So
all those players impressed. Lawrence Winmar, I've seen him play senior footy, and he's a very, very clever player. He moves well. But as you say, all those players will be congratulated on their performance yesterday, dragging their sides along and leading the way. Some really good names amongst them, and I look forward to those players again performing today.
All right, folks. Well, that's enough of hearing us talk just for the moment. Let's have a look at some of the magnificent highlights from the games that were played yesterday. A bit of it too. A big Jevon Tholstrop gets around on the left. That's a nice kick in. Just drops it. Now they're away in front of goal. Likes it. Might hit a player. This way, that way. See, the support has to come from a long way out. And number 13, well done. That's Blake White, streaming out there. Number 25, and that was Memphis. Mayers couldn't take it around. It comes to big ruckman now. How good was that bounce up? I tell you what, he's knocked the umpire flying. That is sensational. Have a look at this for sportsman. He's gone back to make sure the umpire's all right.
Looks like it's now picked up by number 18 in Winmar. Famous footy name that. Now breaking away was Woods. He shoots towards goal and he puts it through. So the Northern Suns get the first on the board. Out of there by the Northern Suns. They had the numbers down there, the Southwest. Came out now. It comes the way of Wilding, who's going to waltz into an open goal. And he dribbles it home for the Suns' second.
Out it comes. There's Winmar. Paddles to himself. Bombs it. That'll do. Inside 50. The advantage of playing in front is Thomas Wilding. Wields around on the right foot. I'll tell you what, he's got his second.
Wow.
He's a very fortuitous forward line player, we'd say. Thomas Wilding gets that ball to a teammate. They kick what we call the fat side. There's space, and he's played on. I'll tell you what, he's very effective, this kid. A little bit unusual kicking style, but hey, if it's effective, why not? Swinging around, there's our number 11, Princey again. It's bobbling around here. Now there's a shot on goal. And that time it is through. And this is Braden Lawrence. With the big orange boots. Goes right into that centre forward position. Gliding by Pickett. And I think, sir, that has won you, Lawrence, a beanie and a pair of thongs as well as a goal. And Kirkwood getting a fair bit of the ball out in space now. They're going to get an inside 50. Great pick up by the big fella there. He's kicked that to a good position for Great Southern. It's going to bounce right. He's got a bit of space on his opponent. They don't need it. Comes through, and the man with the helmet's done a great job. Just came in to mop up.
Be brought down, almost just evaded them ever so slightly, and a beautiful kick and a beautiful lead there came from Clay Michael, who then pops it over the back, and Williams is going to waltz in and bang home the Great Southern's fifth and his second for the day.
Ball spills 3. Great Northern still have it in their forward 50, going the way now of Zimmerman. He gets it back to Cocking. Cocking doesn't waste any time, puts it straight onto his boot. Inside the corridor it goes. Is anyone home for Great Northern? Yes, they are. The player that picked it up was Clay Azevedo, and he gets a goal on the run.
No.
Comes inside, no, so apologise for the numbers. Here's an opportunity, player out in front. I reckon he scored some goals earlier. That is Jacob Smith, is it?
Yes, I think it is. Follow him, but
Joshy, yeah.
Joshy Kennedy and that.
Good grab there. Sorry, just wheeling around here, Zato.
Zato
goes from a long way out. Mitchell Zato, and that is a good long goal, just Candless.
His hand
Showing
pass it
a
off.
couple little bits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Straight into full force. See where this happens. Oh, the bloke roving real well. Number 23.
He's looked inside.
Well, he's looked. Oh, great. Oh, that's great play. That's team football if you ever.
Yep.
That's percentage.
I had to go and get his own ball then too. Look at that. So, geez, big tall leap there by Monkhouse. Look at him running forward. I really like this lad's game, Mazzucchelli. That's a great kick, and that is there. That is a great reward. Is it? It is. As we were talking about earlier, Mazzucchelli, he's done everything today. Puts a tackle in, couldn't quite get to that one. Nice kick in now from Williams. Players go up. It's inside 50. Quick kick there. That could be a magnificent goal to Ryan Lazar. Standing still and got caught out, but it's going to come back their way now. Player just gets that to the over the back, and that's a great grab. That's a West Coast Eagles. We're flying high, Mark.
Yeah, if you give them 2 metres over 10 or 15, that's enough.
Oh, juggling there. So around we come. That's a penetrating kick, isn't it? That is a hard kick, and that's a great grab as well.
Good lead, great kick.
We talk about our West Coast Eagles mark of the game. We're flying high, and that could be one. So I will call out, and I will get a handle on the ball. That's a great kick into the big fella, and that is a great grab. That could be a West Coast We're flying high mark of the day. Running here, could be run down, so good chase by the opposition, but teaming up well. Isaac Evans comes inside, squares it up, didn't quite hit that right, and that is a great grab by Robert Worrell. Yeah, so Clement runs forward inside 50, and the umpire, I reckon the whistle went early there. Second grab though, that could be a contender for the West Coast mark of the day. We're flying high. And now turning that around, there was that Hayden, wasn't it, Anthony Hayden? And good strong mark there to Tristan Weeble. That may well be a West Coast mark of the day. We're flying high, one of our major sponsors.
The defensive 50 for Pilbara. He sends it inside the corridor. Out goes Jack Cocking and takes a terrific mark. They're the marks that we see in the Great Northern that he is so well well at doing.
Regional districts fighting hard though. They get it out through Kelman, who sends it back inside 50 into the pocket and using his body to perfection. That was very good there, and a chance for a contender for the West Coast mark of the day. We're flying high. Goes to Kilpatrick, sends it further up the field, out on the outer wing. One-on-one contest, you love to see it, and the man in front rewarded there. Number 8, Ben Kirkwood, a contender for the West Coast mark of the day.
Closing speed. So I'll tell you what, they're going to get out of this Great Southern, I reckon, 3-1. So this is what we're talking about. It's turned over now, kick to a 50-50, and that could be a contender for the West Coast Eagles. We're flying high. It had to happen. It had to happen. Higgins, big lad, goes forward. There's a nice grab too. Great grab, and that is Neil Donaldson.
The down. That's almost a good grab that came there from Val.
And welcome back, folks. We really hope you enjoyed sensational highlights from yesterday. There's another 3 days to go yet, Glenn, of all those magnificent highlights and the players we're seeing.
And I do encourage people to come on down and have a look, because it was very impressive yesterday. And from those highlights, you can just see how well the young players are playing. And of course, the competition and the Nutrient Ag competition continues today and tomorrow, so there's plenty of opportunities for people to get along and see some really good footy, and of course stay tuned to Dartfish as well.
Yes, well, just on that, magnificent there. If you'd like to go online to Dartfish TV and get on to the WA Country Football TV, you'll be able to view all the games. The other thing that I'd like to talk about, and I'll just showing Glenn off air there, the magnificent things that Dartfish can do, and we've got a graph here in front of us, and in this graph you can find the possessions for each team. You can get things like graphs, charts, vision. Then for a coach, the tools for feedback. You can look at disposals, the scores, the turnovers, the marks, little things like what was effective and what was ineffective, contested and uncontested with the marks. So many clubs Australia-wide are already using this, and to be able to get that kind of feedback, because not all players like to sit in front of a whiteboard, Glenn, for half an hour and say, read this, read this, read this. Sometimes they like to go to vision.
Yes.
And the beauty of Dartfish TV is we can cut vision for clubs. There's over 1,000 things that you can cut out of one game.
Yeah, it is marvellous, and as you say, it's another tool coaches and people in the club can use to empower the players to improve, and that's what it's all about. And this gives you a really good indicator of how you're going and how your club's going, and I can see coaches getting great benefit from this.
So we've been using it interstate a fair bit, and we sit down with the coaches and say, well, okay, what would you like? And they say, well, we want to see our kick-ins.
Yeah.
How's our efficiency there? Or what happens when the ball gets into the forward line? How did it get there? What are our clearances? We can cut anything that you're after. We can get it. We can fit. We can do 10 forward entries in a game. We could do 5 clearances in a quarter. We could just cut throw-ins if you like. So get on to that, folks, if you're interested, if you're a coach out there. Remember today, most importantly, Dartfish TV online, WA Country Football TV to view all the games. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to have a look at what's happening today.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Filming Footy. In the last 4 years, Filming Footy has become the single largest provider of vision for grassroots football in Australia.
This game is very important for Trinity Aquinas, Brett. They're sitting 6th with 5 wins and 6 losses.
With an average of 150 matches filmed every weekend, leagues, clubs, players, families and supporters are able to watch local footy, either live or on a replay network.
The North Beach Company sitting on top with 2 clear wins, whereas Fremantle CBC sitting in 5th.
In 2022, it is our aim to have every league across Western Australia filmed and have the match of the round live streamed.
This is marked by Trinity Aquinas, brings the ball to the ground. Umpire's call played on. Chant of handballs, he was impressive.
Player there and Michael Wright. He goes by hand to Harry Taylor. Harry Taylor throws it on his left boot, shoots on goal. And Harry Taylor's got his first in a Northampton jumper. And a good way for the champion to start the game. Harry Taylor.
Filming Footy, live stream and game day recording specialists.
Welcome back, folks. It's really building into a huge day down here, Glenn. The crowd's already started to come in. The players are out on the field. So let's have a look at what we've got for the day.
A massive day. The Colts here at the Mandurah Stadium here at Peel. We can tell you the Colts, Pilbara play Great Southern. That's the first game off the rank. We have Northern Suns playing Great Northern at 10 o'clock. Southwest played Regional Districts at 11 o'clock. Peel play Pilbara at 12 o'clock. Great Southern play Northern Suns at 1 p.m. Then the regional districts play on Great Northern at 2 o'clock. Southwest play on Peel at 3, and then the championship final at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And along with the presentations as well. So what a great day of football ahead of us. Eight games, and I can tell you, Glenn, that excited. Can't get enough, mate. Cannot get enough.
And that's right. We're heading for a beautiful 20 degrees today, so it'll be a pleasant day, and it'll be a big crowd here. And as you say, footy's only half an hour away from Bouncedown, so plenty of reason to be here.
Righto, Division 1. They kick off today down at Fremantle Oval, Fremantle Community Bank Oval. What games have we got there to look forward to, please?
We've got some beauty. The big boys are going at it. Division 1, Southwest play Upper Great Southern, 11 o'clock start. Avon play Peel at 12. Goldfields play Upper Great Southern at 1. Southwest take on Peel at 2 o'clock. And the final game of the day, Goldfields take on Avon at 3 o'clock.
And just before we go to the second division, you can see on screen all those QR codes. So that will give you a QR code that will take you into the whole day of events. And you can watch the whole day. You can watch your team. You can watch the opponent's team if you know someone out there. If you've got a mate that lives 1,000 kilometres away and you want to give them a bit of a ribbing about the score, get onto the phone. Get onto the QR code. You can watch it together and be talking to each other on the phone.
It's very special, isn't it?
Giving a little bit of a shout out. And it is fantastic because it's not just the thousands of people that came down yesterday. It's the communities. It's the families out there. There might be people getting together in a club.
Yes.
And you can put this up on your screen
Yeah.
and watch the whole day through Dartfish TV up on your screen at your local club. Division 2, Glenn, what have we got going on there?
A big day at East Fremantle Oval, the New Choice Homes Park. And the first game of the day, 9:30 today, Eastern Districts play on North Midlands. Then at 10:30, Mortlock take on Ongerup. At 11:30, Central Midlands Coastal take on Gascoyne. 12:30, another big game, Central Wheatbelt take on Eastern Districts. And then into the afternoon, North Midlands play Mortlock at 1:30. Ongerup play Central Midlands Coastal at 2:30. And the final game of Division 2 for the day, Gascoyne and Central Wheatbelt, that's at 3:30. But don't forget, all day there'll be welcome to country and smoking ceremonies before the first game.
Yep, fantastic. Thanks so much for that, Glenn, and your local knowledge is very much appreciated. East Fremantle Oval, massive oval. So how are the players going to go? I know it's 2 20-minute halves. It's a massive oval to get around.
Yeah, it's plenty of room. You can run, and the conditions are good today, weather-wise. The rain came early in the week. It drains really well, so East Fremantle, good place to be. The other oval can get a little bit slipperier, but it has had a lot of money spent in it over the years, the game at Fremantle Oval for the Division 1. So both different sort of ovals, but both have their own unique styles, and you play to those styles. But yeah, players of both Division 1 and Division 2 will both enjoy being in Fremantle today.
No, fantastic. And as we said, get on to those QR codes. What we're going to have a quick look at now is the ladder from yesterday. Sorry, folks, for my tablet being in there, but we can have a look now, and we can tell you Peel are right up on top there, and their percentage is 487, so they've won their 2 games. We see regional districts in second after that big win in the early game, probably pushed them right up. Great Southern Football League are in third. It's wide open down through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams all with 1 win, and regional districts, Great Southern, Great Northern Football League in 4th, Southwest Football League in 5th, Northern Suns in 6th, and Pilbara 7. And I think it's important to say, yesterday we spoke with some of the teams. Some are here to win, but a lot of it, and I love this, it's the process. Some are here just to participate, and as we said, some of these lads would maybe never been to this oval, never played on the oval, never been to the city. So it is fantastic to have a quick look at that ladder. Remember those QR codes. We're going to go to an interview now. Tom Bottrell, he's the Executive Manager for Country Football over here in WA, and he took some time out to have a chat with us yesterday, a magnificent interview, and we thank him for his time, and very well spoken young man. So let's throw to that interview now. Welcome, folks. Well, I'm joined here by Tom Bottrell from the Western Australian Commission and the Executive Manager of Country Football and Facilities. First of all, Tom, that is a mouthful, but welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Mate, very integral in holding this carnival. How was the planning? And let's look at maybe how long it took to get the time to get this up and running, and how you coordinated all the teams to come down here.
Well, it takes some months. We have staff based out in all the regions, and a couple of managers in our metro area that coordinate it all, and Brent Sheridan's one of those who's been involved in country footy over here for a long time, and yeah, it takes a few months to put it all together and make sure that the teams are coordinated and they get here on time, and the fixtures and the whole lot that goes along with setting games of footy up, which is not that easy, but it does take. And at least we've got the template to follow, but it took a bit of time.
And of course, the dreaded COVID, we all talk about it, but obviously affects some teams on game day. But how did it affect you guys leading in, and I guess over the last year or two as well? Yeah,
well, I've been here for nearly 3 years, and it's my first country championships because of COVID. We had the Colts and the female country champs late in the year last year, but in terms of the seniors, it's the first one in what's effectively 3 years. It's been a nightmare for everyone, but a couple of years ago we had, I think it was 10 of our 25 country leagues didn't go ahead because of COVID, so it was, it's been tough, but at least we're all sort of back together now, and I'm looking forward to my first country champs, really.
And just on that, Tom, we're into day one, and just how important is it to see the Colts running around behind us?
Well, important for all of them, and our WAFL clubs use it as a bit of a talent spotting as well, so it's good for representative footy, so any time the young guys can have a chance to get together and represent a region or play representative footy, it's an opportunity for them to be spotted, I guess, and hopefully go on to the next level if possible.
And they're pretty stoked. We've had to talk to a lot of the players from the different teams around the place, and some of the travelling, these guys that are flying in from Broome, and one guy left on Friday morning, got here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and just the effort for these guys to get here is phenomenal. Yeah,
there's still a call for rep footy when you see those sort of efforts that people go to. Even some of our leagues, we have East Kimberley, where there's teams can travel up to 5-6 hours for a game. It's incredible. That's for the love of footy. It's great.
Just funny, just as we were talking then, I see the players there, it's half time and they've all come in giving each other high fives from the opposition teams. The sportsmanship out here and so on, fantastic. Listen, sponsors, we can't do anything without sponsors, and Nutrient Ag Solutions, obviously, and CBH, the Colts today. Can you just expand on how important their sponsors are, and fantastic that they're doing this for the football as well, and I guess the association with Nutrient is unbelievable.
It is, yeah. So Nutrient Ag Solutions in various sort of names over the years have been with country footy for 48 years. Wow. And we're hoping there's an announcement soon that they will re-sign and we take it into 50 plus years, which would be huge. In terms of CBH, they've sponsored the Colts program for a number of years, and obviously in the grain industry over here in Australia, we had a bumpy year, so that they're happy as well. But they've been fantastic sponsors.
Sensational, Tom, and it's good that we get to highlight that. Okay, Tom Bottrell, tell us a little bit about yourself, mate. Where are you based, and what is your actual role, please?
So I'm city-based. I have a couple of managers that look after the north and south staff, and we have staff based in all the regions. So half of my role is sort of essentially the I guess the exec manager of country footy and sitting on the board, and then the other part of it, I sit on the exec of the WA Footy Commission, and the other half of my role is facilities, so everything from a country club or a local amateur club needing lighting through to our future home where we're moving, anything in between as well. So it's a broad role, but very enjoyable.
Well, it's integral, isn't it? Country football, as we said, recruiters out here, you can see them all sitting around the place. These lads come from everywhere, even the senior teams, and then we put the carnival on, of course, but that has to happen through what's happening out in those regional areas. Get them all down here into one place, and as you mentioned before, some of those teams didn't play for maybe 12 months or a whole season, and then, okay, let's have a look at the facilities. Can we get everything up and running and the structures, because you don't want to lose leagues.
No, we've done a lot of work in the mental health space as well, and that season where 10 leagues didn't go ahead, there was studies done, and the mental and social and physical health of the players in the 10 leagues was markedly worse than the 15 leagues that played. So it just showed the benefit of, we get biased and say just play footy, but the benefit of community country sport and getting people together. And I guess that's a great theme for this sort of 4 days is just connection, and winning and losing is important probably to the players, but it's more about that social connection. So Country Footy League have sort of led the way over here in mental health initiatives and branding, and that's sort of more the forefront of our mind than the winning and losing. So. Well,
it is a community, and for some of the people, I've been involved in country football. It's the biggest day of the week for a lot of people, but also your sports club can be the only support network that you actually have. So when you talk about the mental health and the support and just going along, being able to chat with someone, your buddies, I think the interesting thing for the people at home, so okay, we've got 25 players, pardon me, in the squad at the moment, but it's the people that aren't in these squads that are sitting at home watching, and they see one of their players run around. That's community, that spirit, and they're sitting around the TV barracking. It's super important, isn't it? Because then that lad comes back, and it's that support mechanism is there.
And so even I had an example. My dad was a trainer at South Fremantle for 50 years, so the connection, he never kicked a ball in anger in his life, but the connection of just, the people that strap ankles through to the old guy and lady that just go and watch the footy each week, that's their community hub, so that's why it's so vital. We need to keep it thriving.
Let's have a little chat around Pilbara, because they've got their Colts down here. First time in a long time we talk about, we worry about country leagues and country clubs, losing players, not being able to fill a team. You get your 40 and 50-year-olds, and good luck to them, filling in the reserves teams, and, young players having to come up and play 2 games in a day. And yet we see, I think the positive, I was super wrapped with this, to see Pilbara running around with a Colts team out here. It's bigger than the game itself, isn't it?
It is, and the Pilbara and Kimberley, for most people sort of watching this will know exactly where they are situated, and I think that in the past it's been difficult to get those sides down, the logistics and the cost to come down. We have generally each year about 6 to sometimes 8 or 10 from the Kimberley play for the Great Southern, which sounds strange, but so they get an opportunity. And then the Pilbara, it's great to have them back involved this year, and I think they unfortunately lost the first game, but at least they're in amongst it.
Mate, they're here playing. That's the main thing. Just in our final question, the 4 days, is there a theme across the 4 days? What are we hoping to get out of it as such? It's fantastic to see this talent on display, but I guess overall from the Commission's point of view, how important are the 4 days and that? What is our theme?
Well, I think it's awesome that we can actually hold it after the couple of years of not being able to do it. Theme around that, Nutrien Ag, 48 years, hopefully 50. Hopefully they're watching and we'll sign up for another couple of years. And then I guess the main thing, as I said, was that sort of connection and the social benefits that come with getting everyone together. There's a really good crowd here already. It's chilly already, but they're all sort of sitting out and enjoying it. That's what it's about for us.
Yeah. Tom, fantastic to have a chat and get an insight into what happens behind the scenes and through the Commission and the great work that you guys are doing. As you said, for the folks at home, we're lucky to be able to live stream this. This goes all around Australia, all around the world. So the guys that can't get here, and as you said, there's thousands of people here as well at the ground. So it's a great advertisement for country and regional football. It's strong, it's healthy, mate. It's on the up again after the COVID, and we're looking forward to the next 4 days. Look forward to catching up with you as well on Sunday at the grand final. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, and thanks to you guys for the streaming and getting involved. It's fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, that was fantastic to hear from Tom all about what's happening in the regions, of course, Glenn. And last night they had the Western Australia Country Football League. It was the launch night.
A very special night. It's great to get all the clubs together and people that haven't seen each other for 12 months, in this case 3 years. Fantastic. So it would have been a really big night last night for the launch.
It was fantastic, as you said, to get those people together from all the different regions. Some are farmers, some people fish, some do agriculture.
That's right. There's lots of diversity there, and that's what makes footy great. It brings people together from all walks of life.
All right, well, our theme yesterday was when you have a thoroughbred, don't leave them in the paddock, get them out there. Today it's about combat, and 3 areas. Individuals, first of all. For the people watching at home, it is just a game where there's combat on, but of course for the coaches there's tactics and strategy involved, and for the team you see the macros of the game plan, so the forwards, mids and the backs. Now, Glenn, just take us through the weather. What are we looking for today?
Well, in Mandurah, we're looking at 20 degrees as a maximum, so things are looking good. Even in Perth, the weather's going to be okay today for Division 1 and Division 2, but you can expect lots of rain tomorrow, so it's important you get the score on the board today. Percentage is important because tomorrow it's going to be a hard slog in the rain. So a lot of work to be done today, but very exciting. The Colts competition will conclude in pretty good conditions here at Mandurah.
And ground conditions, Glenn, are we long or short stops today,
Well,
sir?
I think in Perth you'd wear long stops, but today you could probably get away with short stops. The ground is in very good condition, and I do encourage players to get out and enjoy what's going to be a great weather day in here at Mandurah and in Perth today. So a big day for the Nutrien Ag Carnival to continue.
Righto, Glenn, we've had the serious stuff. Whack that beanie on, sir, because these are the Dartfish beanie, best on ground. You and I best on ground.
Oh, we
have a look
are,
at
have
that.
to be.
And we've had a bit of fun times in the last few days, and with all respect to all involved, we would like to show you a couple of these fun times that we've had. And the first one is a fairly significant falcon, I might suggest, that happened yesterday.
The down. That's almost a good grab that came there from Valley. Instead, Regional Districts trying to get a late score to keep them in it. A Falcon came there for the unlucky player in Cashmore, who's been solid for the Regional Districts today.
Streaming out there, number 25, and that was Memphis. Now, we can tell you at home, folks, that gentleman is okay. We were out to dinner last night and saw the Regional Districts lads out and about, and it is just fantastic to get around and have a chat with them. And that lad actually mentioned to us, he said, "Did you see my falcon?" I said, "Yes, mate, we did," and didn't tell him it was going to be in the highlights. But we do that respectfully to all involved. He's an actually very good player, that young lad. Our next one, we have the goal umpire gets hit, but more importantly, I'd like to show you the sportsmanship that happened
Lovely, wasn't it?
after that happened. Streaming out there, number 25, and that was Memphis. Mayers couldn't take it around. It comes to big ruckman now. How good was that bounce up? I tell you what, he's knocked the umpire flying. That is sensational. Have a look at this for sportsmanship. He's gone back to make sure the umpire's all right. That is,
I shouldn't
how good
laugh.
is that?
But yeah,
Drew
I'm
Woodley.
really proud of Drew going up and
That's
making sure that the umpire's okay, because that did flush him at pace.
Great sportsman.
welcome, folks. Well, I'm joined here.
Well done. What a sportsman that young man is, and it was great to see him go up and see how the umpire was, and the umpire handled it very well as well.
Yeah, almost brought a tear to my eye. You do like seeing that sort of thing. And one thing I will say, I was going through my notes last night, and to the people at home, that these are young lads that are coming down representing their regions. Every single lad that we've spoken with, walked past, and so on, they're a credit to their region. They're representing their region so well, their parents, their families, and their local clubs. That's it for our footy show today. Thank you very much, Glenn Barnon, for joining us.
Tony, thank you.
And keep an eye on those games today. Our first game coming up, Pilbara versus Great Southern. And remember, we have the grand final as well. So thank you very much for everyone tuning in. And stay tuned for the game that's about to happen right behind us.